Hello Taurus, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. How are you all? This is your March 15th till the 31st. Oh wow, okay. We've got the star. All right. I'm going to take one more card because I would like to take the card myself. Obviously there is a double meaning here. There is a reason why this card fell out. Dear Taurus, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for being here. And today is actually the 18th of March. In a couple of days, we're having, on the 20th, 21st, depending on where you are, we're having a full moon in Libra. And it's also going to be the equinox. So let's see what's happening in your divine spread. This is a love and general reading. And I'm doing the divine spread as I usually do. Let's take the Karma Dharma position. Okay, dear Taurus, what Karma Dharma are you dealing with mid-March 2019? And you have the Hermit. And the Hermit is the card of Virgo. We've got Aquarius and Virgo here. So, your ruler at this moment is in Aquarius. Okay, and I feel that there is a lot of stepping out, maybe of relationships, breaking free. Some of you could be, whatever sort of a relationship we're talking about, doesn't matter. Venus is your ruler, so whatever happens to Venus, you are affected by it. Now, Uranus, which rules Aquarius, is in your sign. So yeah, Uranus is, breaking free. It's doing things in a very different way. It's very quick change, radical movements, things coming left-winged, so unexpectedly. Now, Venus is all about projects. It's about our values. It's about our love, our money, and anything that is in your heart. Anything that you love is Venus. So, Aquarius is social, being very social, being part of a group. The house of Aquarius is also wishes and dreams. And you do have the card of the wish here. Now, because we have the Hermit here, which is Virgo, so if you are Taurus rising, then this is your 5th house. Virgo is the house of true love, romance, children as well. Now, Virgo is all about looking at the details. The Hermit is a situation where you are in your solitude. You're not being very sociable, very social at this time. There isn't a lot of communication through social media. Now, the Star card is also, of course, it's a wish card, but it's also a card of healing and something or someone at a distance. So there's two very different energies. One is being alone, aligning with the divine, looking for the details. That's what Virgo does. And it's also detective work. Some of you could be spying on someone through social media. You could also have Virgo or Aquarius strong in your chart. But for a lot of you, you're either dealing with someone that is an Aquarian, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or a Virgo. For some of you, you could have a Virgo that's your wish. This is your wish to be with a Virgo. Or for some of you, the Aquarian energy, you could be dealing with two different people. Okay, so let's see. And the Hermit is Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is retrograde in Pisces at this time. And Mercury is trying to make sense of everything. So yeah, there is no clarity. There is no logic at this time. Things are way way out into the realms of Pisces. Pisces is very spiritual. Pisces can also be very elusive, very, you know, muddled. It's as though, you know, we're trying to breathe underwater, which is not easy, okay, at this time. And I know the energies, I see what's going on with people, and it's really tough. And then, you know, it's Monday today here in Sydney, and this week will be quite challenging. Up until Thursday, I would say. Now, Mercury will be moving direct on the 28th of March, but it will still be in its shadow period. So for a couple more weeks until the 15th of April. So don't go signing anything. Don't make any decisions yet. Whatever communication is coming through is not very trustworthy. Wow, okay. We've got the Page of Wands, and I'm using the HANSON-ROBERTS. I keep forgetting this deck. So we've got the Page of Wands that just fell out, which is very similar to the Fool. It reminds me of the Fool very much. It's the minor arcana of the Fool. So, you know, with the equinox, the sun will be moving into Aries. And the sun, though, will be passing over Chiron, which is in Aries. Chiron can be wounds that will be lit, or, you know, any sort of victimization. You could be healed through that. The sun is a healing quality, so is the star. And whatever information comes up in the next couple of weeks, you know, it's as though you're going to be beginning again, because Pisces is the end of a cycle, of a major cycle, okay? This is the beginning. The equinox is the beginning of the new astrological year. So, Taurus, let's see what's happening. Let's cut the cards for you. Now, if you're female, please watch your Venus sign as well. If you're male, watch your Mars. And if you know your North Node and South Node, please watch those as well. And, of course, your Moon and your Rising, okay? Now, if I had a few planets, let's say I'm familiar with my chart, if I had 2-3 planets in a certain sign, I would watch that sign as well. So let's look at what is hidden from your sight, what you don't know. And we have the Four of Pentacles. In the recent past, Knight of Cups. In the now position, you're at the Four of Cups. Crowning your reading, and this is what your goal is, Nine of Wands. So you're holding on for dear life, Taurus. Let's look at the action and advice position. Wow. Three of Swords. Interesting. Let's see what the outcome is, dear Taurus. And we've got Judgment, which is Pluto and Scorpio energy. So something is happening in your 7th house. If you are a Taurus rising, then Scorpio would be your 7th house of partnership. 7th house of partnership, relationship, whether this is business, love, family, friendships, doesn't matter. Let's take the divine position, the divine card, the divine message. What's happening planetarily? So what's going on with you and the planets? Okay, Spirit Guides and Angels, a card for Taurus, the divine influence. And you have the Magician. Wow, this is Mercury. Now, Mercury rules Gemini as well as Virgo. The Magician is a number 1, so this is beautiful. But again, remember what I said about communication. It can be very muddled at this time. Now, you know, the Hermit is a 9. We've also got the Star, which is a 17. So that adds up to 26, which would equal an 8. 8 is the house of Scorpio, which again is your 7th house. Scorpio is all about intimacy, sharing resources, you know, with your partner. Other people's money is the 8th house. And when I say intimacy, sexual relationships, deep, deep, intimate, speaking of intimate feelings, true feelings, and what is very deep. So I'm going to take more cards in a minute, but let's look at your cards. So you've got the Page of Rods, and it looks as though this is a message. Someone is actually, as we can see, this page is actually yelling to the distance. So you could be sending a message quite far. Someone is at a distance from you. Now, the Page of Wands is usually someone who will speak spontaneously. It's all about fire. This could be talking about true feelings, desires. Now, pages always bring in change. So in this card, I see this page as a child. So it's a very youthful. Pages are, you know, there's an immaturity about them. It's not the Queen, it's not the King. Therefore, it's a very spontaneous and I would say even innocent sort of a message that's coming through, which can have a little bit of spice in it. But this is also, I feel with this card, it's as though someone's making an announcement. So, yeah. And what I notice is the medallion, what he's wearing on his chest. We have the sun. So you could be speaking truthfully. You could be receiving a message about your heart's desire, or this could be you if you've got fire in your chart, sending out a message. Now, we've got in the hidden position, what you don't know is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is, usually it's the energy of Taurus for me. It's someone who is being very careful with their finances, but it's not only the finances. It's that, you know, people who are not sharing their values, their valuables with another. It means that they're obviously not sharing. They could be holding back on their feelings, what is important to them, because pentacles, we all know, are very important. And so this is holding back. So there's two meanings in this card for me. Holding back from what you really feel, or holding back on, holding on to something that is very precious and valuable to you. And that could even be, of course, it could be your feelings about someone. It could also be holding on to someone, keeping someone locked in your heart, not letting them go. So this is quite a miser energy. And it looks like someone's saving so much, saving their pennies maybe for a rainy day. This is a 4 which would speak of home and family. So some of you may be saving to purchase something, stabilize your life. Taurus, you are all about comforts. Now, in the now position, we've got another 4, which is the 4 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is being handed to you. But you don't seem as though it's as though, of course, you have not noticed that this cup has been offered to you, the Ace of Cups, because you're too wrapped up in your emotions. It looks as though you're not very happy about those 3 cups that are there. So what could that mean for you? Usually, you know, the cups would have been spilt if you're feeling the way that this person is in this card. Why, after this celebration, are you still unhappy? So what's happened for you? What celebration have you been through that your heart wasn't in it. So what I want to say is that you're in your own world. You're obviously not sharing your feelings with someone. You're not sharing your emotions with what those three cups. Is this friends? Is it family? Is it you're holding back? Both these cards say that you are holding back and not being open. You are the hermit at this time. That's what I see. So in the recent past, the Knight of Cups, this would be the same energy I see. So the Knight of Cups could be another water sign. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, that may have offered, the cup of love to you. Now, for some of you, this could have been the offer that you've given out, and the person wasn't able to accept it. And I feel that that person, whether this is you or your partner, they don't even know that that cup is there, that there is no notice. They haven't taken notice of it. Now, there's many reasons why they haven't accepted it, why they haven't seen it. Now, the Knight of Cups is someone who is not very certain about their feelings. They can be very over-emotional sometimes. And Knights are all about action, but this Knight is very slow-moving. So things take time. Now, your crowning area and what you want to achieve is you are looking for your security. You're looking for being able to feel safe with whatever you've accomplished in this life. Some of you are just protecting what you've built. Obviously, you're not letting someone in. There is lack of trust, maybe because you've been in a difficult past relationship. Whatever the case is, could it be health problems? Could it be distrust? You feel as though there is no trust, because with the Three of Swords in the action and the advice position, that is, being hurt. Your heart is aching. So you don't let people in very easily, dear Taurus. You've been put through a tough time in the past. So your goal is to protect what you've built, protect the people you love, protect your own self because of heartache and heartbreak. And I feel that there is lack of trust here. For some of you, for those of you that, either are going through a time of health crisis, this is the heart, so this could even be issues with your heart, your ticker. And if you are going through health crisis at this time, and a lot of people have been going through health issues recently, so everyone on a different level, of course, it looks as though you really are being very careful. You are keeping someone out, not opening up, not communicating. The Three of Swords is also a love triangle. It can be that you could be interested in someone. That could either be married, engaged, committed, in a committed partnership, or this could be your energy that you are in love with someone else, but you are, not able to accept that cup. We've got the Three Cups down here as well. Okay, dear Taurus, so with your ruler Venus being in Aquarius is very social. Some of you could be getting out and just socializing, trying to numb the pain, whatever this pain is that you're going through, because I can see that it has not been easy. And the advice is that whatever you think is down and out, it's over, it's in the past, it's, past history. It's not the case. We've got the Judgment calling here, which is the angel. The angel is an awakening. And, you know, this is transformation, this is change. Now, the ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. So Scorpio is your 7th house. And at this time, Pluto, the South Node, and Saturn are very closely linked in the house of Capricorn. So therefore, and you know, the South Node is letting go of the past and moving on, letting go of what is familiar. Pluto is transformation. It's also very karmic. So it's a time of regeneration, transformation, change. And the judgment card for me is that second chance. So being able to resurrect something that is from the past because it's karmic, and something that you thought was out, finished, finito, as we say. So this is being given a second chance. I will be taking more cards. Now the divine is also giving you everything that you need to start something. This is a very magical card. The magician is logic. As I said, at this time there is no logic. So I'm going to tell you that don't trust in all communication that comes through. Give it a little bit of time. The divine is here. This is a major arcana. Okay, so it's going to take a little while, not long, and it could even be because the magician has the wand, he's got the sword, he's got the pentacle, and he's got the ace of cups. All these are aces, which means that you've got all these aces up your sleeve. You can pull this off, whatever is the burden here, the difficulty in your crowning area. And I'm going to say that if we look at the desk here as the horoscope, we're looking at, you know, the top part of the horoscope, which would be Capricorn around here. Here is Venus, let's say. Here is Aquarius. Here is Sagittarius, Scorpio. Okay, if we're looking at the natural horoscope. And it's funny that if we're looking at the horoscope, this would be the placing of the second house, which is the house of Taurus. So yeah, therefore I would say that this position, there is something beginning. We're moving into the equinox, remember? Aries is the instigator. It's the beginning. It's starting new. So this Ace of Cups still could be coming. It's, even though it's in the recent past position, you know, it's not everyone is born on the same day at the same time. Here, this area here is obviously, especially in the crowning reading, this would be the area of Capricorn where Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node is. So you have to let go, Taurus. You have to let go of mistrust. You have to let go of the past. You have to let go of what has been binding you. And let's not forget that, let's say this is the position roughly of where Sagittarius is in the horoscope. Well, Jupiter is here. Jupiter is somewhere here, and he's going to start moving backwards, retrograding on the 11th of April. So I believe that that's when things will come in for you. That's when the gifts will come in. Now, Sagittarius, where Jupiter is, its rulership is Sag. So, you know, Sagittarius is foreign places and people. It's also the guru. It's also the teacher. It's also having a wider view of the world at large, and, you know, foreign places and people, even higher education. But Sagittarius is the law as well. And Jupiter can also be, you know, anything to do with legal issues, legalities. Now, this position would be the Libra Scorpio, and you know, Libra is the natural house of partnership. Now, Libra is where the full moon will be taking place. at 0 degrees of Libra. So, you know, 0 degrees for me talks about strength, about power, about change, about important times. So the full moon always is a culmination. So that could be when you have this, I don't want to say rude awakening, but this is an awakening. So let me take some more cards, dear Taurus. Yeah, so we've got Wands, which is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Okay, first of all, I'd like to look at the Karma Dharma position. So I'm going to take one card on each. So one on the Star. And we've got the King of Swords. Wow. Very Aquarian indeed. And the King of Swords is looking towards the past. Look at that shine on his sword. He's been at work. He's been shining that sword. He's ready to use it. And what is the sword? Of course, it's severance, but it's also communication. It's communication. And it looks like there will be some sort of communication here. Okay, so there is a meeting. Some sort of a meeting, could be through social media. Things to do with the past and the future. Let's look at the Hermit. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Aquarius, of course, I would say more than likely. And as I said, that's where your ruler is. Okay, so let's take the Hermit, which is Virgo. And we've got the Nine of Swords. Wow. So if we put these together, we've got 10 swords. Now, for some of you, because the Nine of Swords is right on top of the card of Virgo, those of you that are dealing with a Virgo, well, this Virgo is out of their minds with worry. And how can you do that to them? These two people have got their backs turned to each other. It's as though they're ready to go on a duel. They're ready to, just like, you know, back in the days in the Western movies, they would begin with their backs turned to each other. So there is some sort of competition here. Who's going to be the strongest? Now, Virgo is a very intellectual sign, but they're obviously, with their ruler moving retrograde, whether this is Virgo or this is another air sign, even Gemini, you know, there is no communication, or if there is communication, it's really harsh communication. But because it's on top of the Hermit, there are thoughts, but there is no communication. For some of you, there will be with the Star card. It'll be a time when the communication will start. So if we look at the swords, there's 10 of Swords together. So that's where we're at the 10 of Swords. Let's look at the, and you know, 10s are always about breaking down. It is an ending and a new beginning. Let's look at the Page of Rods. Let's go in order. So we'll take one card for each of the positions. So the Page of Cups just dropped out right now. Let's go to the next card. Four of Pentacles, we've got the Lovers, Gemini. Here is the Page of Cups, which would be Piscean more than likely. Let's take the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Page of Pentacles, another page. We've got 3 pages, 3. Let's look at that Four of Cups. And we've got the Death card. There's the Scorpio card. So in the now position, there is change here. Let's take the Nine of Rods. 9 of Rods, 9 of Wands. And we have the Five of Swords. Wow. Wow, this is a competition and you are on your last efforts. You're using your last resources. Let's take that Three of Swords, which usually the Five of Swords is very similar to me with a 3, because there's usually 3 people there, and he's holding 3 swords. So let's take that Three of Swords. In the action and advice, we have the Queen of Cups, and this is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And the Judgment card. Judgment card and the outcome. Archangel Michael. Oh, wow. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. And what's this Magician all about? I feel already that the weight, the heavy lifting off of the weight off your shoulders. I feel your burden, and I feel the burden in this reading. Let's look at the Magician. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Someone who is very weary. Usually with the 7, it's the divine, but it's also, as you can see, this person is under the weather. They've been working too hard. They're just having trouble communicating with the Magician here, which is communication. They feel as though they don't have the energy. Now, dear Taurus, Mars is in your sign, which logically you should have the energy. But, you know, with the aspects, the trines that Mars is doing right across to Saturn and Pluto, sometimes you feel beaten. You really do. I'm going to take one more on this position. So you are looking at a situation and whether it's worth your time and your effort. So what the divine is telling you here is take a break. Take a break. Take 5. Too much work and no play. Let's look at what else. One more card. And we've got the Page of Swords. So yeah, this is communication. Some of you could be just persevering with your education. Now, the Page of Swords could be message of truth, you know, a message of truth, which is really, you're really having difficulty in communicating here. But with a Magician, yes, I know there's lack of clarity right now. Let's wait to communicate. Let's wait to move forward, to do the magic. Whatever the divine is helping you here with, wait until the end of March, if you can. Okay, life doesn't stop just because of a retrograde, but if you can, then that is the advice. So here, we do have the Page of Cups, so the Page of Rods and the Page of Cups. So one person is more sexually driven if this is a relationship. The other person is more emotional, more coming from the heart. Now both are pages, so there is a very strong innocence here. So whatever you message, whatever you send out, the communication coming back to you will be something unexpected, something that you probably will love, and something that you maybe did not expect. I feel here. Okay, so there is changes in your foundation. There are changes coming through. So you're working through fiery, aggressive energy, but also emotional energy at this time. And this obviously is in the past position, but some of you could even be going through it now. The cards are here. So everyone will be going through different stages at different times. Now, so as I said, we've got Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. More Scorpio and then Pisces as well. Less Cancerian energy. Here we've got the Lovers, which is a head over heart decision. You are really holding back from something, from, you know, what is karmically destined, and you're not going to be able to escape this, dear Taurus. Whatever this decision is, whatever this balancing out, you know, the Lovers is a 6. A 6 speaks of balance. And again, we have the angel here. Look at the communication here between the two. They're two halves that make up a whole. why not be open and, sharing is caring. So your decision is, do I go for love or do I go for the money? Do I go for the person I really, really love, or do I go for my comforts? Well, that's up to you, of course. So, in the recent past, we have the Page of Pentacles, another page. So this is, again, anything to do with starting something. Now, Pentacles are all about physicality, things that are tangible in your life. You've obviously begun something. Now, for some of you, this could be a new project. Maybe an offer came through. There's a creativity here, a lot of creativity, and maybe even funding if you are creating something of your own. Here you are getting something off the ground. So this is, the pentacle is the seed that's been sown. It's been planted already. So the next stage would be that cup coming through. So that's what the seed has birthed, the Ace of Cups. So whatever you've sown here is going to bring happiness to you. He's holding the Ace of Cups. Even though it's only the Ace, it's not the 10. But look, we've got the Ace here and the 10 here, which, again, the 10 breaks down to the Ace. So, there are many stages in a relationship. You could be in a committed partnership relationship for a while, and you're hoping to take your relationship to the next level. Your relationship is going through transformation. He asked you to move in with him, for instance. Scorpio, the house of Scorpio is sharing everything. Okay, living together, moving in together. And if you've already been past the stage of intimacy and living together, well, then he's asking you, he's buying you a ring. So this card here with the Death card says that there is change. So what is this change? As you can see here, there are the people that are, they're sleeping. And when I say they're sleeping, when I say that they're actually sleeping, it's as though they're in a daze. They're going through some sort of it's as though they're on another dimension, I feel. Their spirit, their souls are in another dimension here, I feel, with this card, just looking at it. So they're astrally traveling. Oh my God. They are astrally traveling. If you believe in astral travel, I actually believe that when we sleep, our soul, our spirit is not here on this 3D plane. Now, so I want to say that the Four of Cups could even be a dream. This could be a dream come true. This is something that you're hoping for. For others of you, this could be an offer that's actually, this is a message that's coming through your sleep time, and you need to trust in it because it is important. Something is really coming in. Now, this cup, once it's been noticed, it looks as though the awakening will take place. So I feel that that's a very strong message here. Now, with the Nine of Wands, yes, Five of Swords. Five of Swords can be a tough battle. It can be very harsh words. It can be really harsh thoughts, even verbal abuse, saying things that we regret, saying things to protect our family, keeping someone out. Now, this can also be, of course, it's a card of competition. For those of you that are in a love triangle, there is competition. So it's not a balanced out scale. It's, 3 people are an imbalance. So that's what the battle is all about. That's what the conflict is about. For some of you, this is just the conflict that's going through your head at this time. If this is not a verbal conflict or a fight or something like that. Now here we've got the Queen of Cups on top of the Three of Swords. So, dear Taurus, you do have strong intuition. You've got, if you're Taurus, The opposite sign to you, Scorpio, is a water sign. Very, very intuitive, of course. Now, the Queen of Cups could be your partner. For whatever reason, it could be that your partner is the one that is in another relationship, and maybe there is trust issues because of that. Now, she is holding that Ace of Cups. So she's, going through the emotions, going through the heartache, the pain. For those of you that have got strong, you've got water, because as I said, your sign opposite is Scorpio. This could be your energy as well. This could be your energy. If you are the one, I feel as though, even though, yes, we've got the King of Swords here, but that's in the karmic position. I'd like to say here that the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, I feel that they're two different people. Now, the woman looks more mature. She may be a little bit older. The female, I should say. The male, or whoever takes the role of the male, is showing up as a knight. Therefore, there is less maturity here. And if we put the cards together, it looks like their heads are together. There is a lot of thought and a lot of emotion in this bond. Now here we've got the King of Swords, which could even be the third person. This could be the couple, and the third person could be the Knight of Cups, I'm thinking. Okay, but also, yes, the Knight of Cups can also be the King of Swords as well. So the Queen of Cups is that very, very intuitive queen. She's someone who is open with her feelings, nowhere near like this. There is no chance this is not her energy. So I believe that this is your energy. And the outcome here on the Judgment card is the Ten of Cups. Okay, so happy family, bliss, a peaceful resolution, the chance to be happy again, the chance to build on a family, the chance to fill up all those cups, and that means not only happiness for you, but happiness for all people around, for all people that are involved in this situation. Dear Taurus, I'd like to take just one card that's in between the King of Swords and the Nine of Swords. And we have the Chariot, which is beautiful. And this is Cancer. I said before that Cancer is not here, but it is. Now, the Chariot does speak of overcoming obstacles. Overcoming obstacles, this can actually be movement as well, because the Chariot is on top of the Star card. Now, moving home for some of you may be moving away from a home to another home, okay? The Chariot is a number 7, so this is again the divine putting you in the driver's seat. You've got the reins in your hands, so you can drive this chariot. You can move forward, but as I said, give it a few days before you actually do. Now, this can be metaphorical or literal movement forward. Okay, so I'd like to take one more card on that Three of Swords. One more card on that action and advice. So looking at the Queen of Cups. And we've got the Empress. So this is beautiful. The Empress is Taurus and Libra. It's also Aries. Now the Empress she's divine. She's divine. She's all about Venus. She gives love. She gives the harvest. She gives the abundance. She gives the valuables. She gives everything. So for some of you could be seeing this Queen of Cups as the Empress. Now this as an energy says that yes, something is growing. Yes, there is growth, a growth spurt here. She will be giving birth in about 6 months. She will be giving the abundance and the manifestation in about 6 months. But you need to wait So if you are trying to heal, if you are healing your heart, know that it may take up to 6 months, and this can be metaphorically or literally. Some of you could be going through surgery and you need to take 6 months off, and this could be the Empress's mother qualities. So you could have a mother that's looking after you, or a partner who could be like, mothering you, therefore taking care of you as though you were her baby. Let's look at the Five of Swords, which is in the crowning position. And we've got the Strength card, which is Leo. Leo is true love, it's the heart. And again, we've got the heart here. Leo is also children. It's taking a risk. Strength, you've got the strength. You need to trust. Remember what I said, there's lack of trust here. There needs to be trust between the woman and the beast. Otherwise, they cannot work together. Without trust, there is no point. So I'm going to take now, I'd like to take some Sibillas, dear Taurus, and close this reading up. I would like to look at, first of all, the Four of Cups and the Death card. Okay, 3 Sibillas on the Death card. Death card and Four of Cups. So we've got the Militare, which is like the energy of Capricorn. So there's a huge mountain ahead of you. And again, there's secrets here. As you know, this soldier will not tell people, the mission that he's on. So you're being very secretive and you've got an uphill battle. No transformation, no change can ever be easy. And, this is the Ten of Swords. So we've already mentioned the Ten of Swords here. Now, some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn, someone who is very Capricornian. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn also rules Aquarius. Let's take another card. And we've got the Falsità, lack of trust, deception. And this is the Four of Pentacles. Remember what I said? Maybe you are changing your ways. Maybe you are looking at a situation differently where you're going to start to learn to trust. Let's take another card. And we've got the Vecchia Signora, which can be a maturation process. This is, getting to the point where time has passed, years have passed. The decision is made. This is a Two of Swords. So the decision is made to actually go and visit someone. Maybe this is someone who is advising you. This could be a mother, a grandmother, again. But for me, this is mainly a situation that has gone on for a while. And it's called visitor. So some of you could be thinking of visiting someone, or you could be receiving someone who's coming to visit you. Now, this could be some of you that have been waiting for someone to visit you, and you're in disbelief that this will ever happen. You see it as impossible, but it does happen. It does happen when you least expect it. Let's look at the Karma Dharma position. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Chariot. And we've got the Namika, which is the female enemy. Sometimes time can be the enemy, but look at the mask, it's coming off. She's holding a sword just like the King of Swords. So this is, of course, and it's called Disgrazia, Disgrazia is also the name of the Tower card in the Sibillas. So, and the Tower card for me, the Disgrazia card is Aquarian energy, it's Uranus. Others of you would say, yes, that it's Scorpio, so it does tie in again. So learning the truth, speaking the truth. What's next? The Chariot helps you move forward. This is Fortuna and the Wheel of Fortune. So the truth will be told, and therefore the wheel will keep turning logically in a positive sense. But could it be time? This is, the Six of Swords. You're moving away. Like literally moving over water. Some of you, others of you are just waiting for those ships to come through. This is like the Three of Wands. So there is growth and expansion, but it's going to take a bit of time because she's waiting and not moving. Now the wheel keeps turning, of course, and you know these Sybillas are right above the Hermit as well as the Star. So the Hermit is taking that time out and maybe even preparing. Some of you are actually preparing to move. What I'd like to look at now is the divine position. And we have L'Amante, which, you know, he usually ends up showing in the divine position. And this is the Knight of Cups. So, yeah, this is Romeo. This is your lover. And here we've got Amore, little Cupid. Now, this is the Four of Cups. Same as up here. Right across, the divine is bringing those cups. This, you know, the divine is actually waking you up with an arrow in the heart. You know, little Cupid is aiming for your heart right now. We do have the heart here, so I feel as though Cupid has already done that to you. Some of you are very deeply in love. You can't see past your love, and this is your card. This is the Gran Signore, which I usually see as Taurus or Cancer, is like the King of Cups. But, of course, I said Cancer, but it's a number 13, which is also Scorpio. Therefore, it is your partnership house. Now, this could be someone who's quite egotistical. Let go of the ego. This could also mean transformation. Someone who is very cocky. They're actually changing through truth, through the divine help. And if we add 11 and 4 is 15 and 13 is 28, 2 and an 8 equal 10, which is a completion. Okay, so beautiful. Love this. Dear Taurus, I'm going to take 3 Sybillas on that 3 of Swords, just so I can give you more clarity. And then start thinking of a question that you'd like to answer. You'd like it answered by my Angel Answers by Doreen Virtue. Taurus, Taurus. What's that? 3 of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Empress. So we've got Casa, which is stability and home and roots and business. This is your foundation. 2 of Cups. Sacerdote, which can mean this is your energy. And again, it's the 13, which speaks of Scorpio. So some of you are maybe getting out of a marriage, maybe moving into another one, another commitment. The sacerdote is a commitment. Now, this is also faith. Keep the faith. Maybe your faith is pulling you through this 3 of Swords, whether this is a physical stab or a metaphorical stab in the heart. But don't forget, I said that Cupid is aiming for your heart with that arrow. So Cupid will and love will heal your wounds. True love. Now, again, he's holding his cape, very shy, very secretive. Okay. And here we've got the transformation, the Il Nemico. He keeps showing up all the time. Very karmic. The snake that changes, the snake that once was an enemy is now being rebirthed. He's growing a new skin. He's talking about his truth. The skin comes off and he's bare, he's naked. The skin of the snake, it is naked. Therefore, it is talking about the truth. Now, the snake is also healing, a healing quality, because the venom is used for medicine, right? It's an antidote. So your antidote, dear Taurus, is marriage. Your antidote is stability, marriage, commitment. And it's funny, you know, I was listening to the Leo King, for those of you that follow him, David Palmer. So Leo King was saying today that he was saying that Taurus is at the stage of needing to commit. And this is right on point. Okay, so that's very interesting indeed, Taurus. Okay, so many changes coming in for you, especially with Uranus having moved into your sign. Let's take that card, ask your question, and if the card can't answer it, then the booklet may. So we've also got Leo here. I see many changes with the Wheel of Fortune right here in your divine, in your karmic position. Karma, Dharma. So karma is moving away, Dharma is coming in, it looks like. And I think that you need to do your homework with a Hermit here. You need to do that study, that you need to do the detective work, the communication. You need to come out of your cave. Taurus, come out of your cave. It's time. Let's take your card. Archangel Michael, please guide Taurus. Mid-March till end of March. What do they need to know? Take action. I said come out of your cave. Oh, wow. Oh, that is amazing. Look at this card. Look at that illustration. Isn't it perfect? Oh, wow. All right, let's see what the take action. I know you're exhausted, but still it says take action. The time has come to take action. Your angels are waiting for you to take the next step so that they can assist you along the path to your dreams. Do away with procrastination and uncertainty. In your heart, you know what to do. Get going. Whether you're forced upon career, relationships, or some other topic, the fulfillment of your wishes isn't going to just fall into your lap. You must be actively focused on the pursuit of what you want. And it does remind me of something I just said on another video. I don't remember who it was. Was it Pisces? Could be Pisces. That there's a man and he's drowning in the water and he's hoping, and you know, he's yelling for help. He's, you know, I'm drowning, but God would not help him unless he actually asked for it, because God is so busy helping everyone else. If you don't actually ask for what you want, then don't expect it to come. The divine does not know unless you ask for it. And that's what we usually do on new moons. Okay, so dear Taurus, take action and don't let anything worry you. Take action. Procrastination is the worst thing. You know, healthy matters are ones that keep moving and transforming and evolving. Evolution. That's what life is all about. So thanking you so much for being here, dear Taurus. I do hope that this was of help to you. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for all that you do for my channel. Okay, especially for liking, sharing, and subscribing as always. Namaste.